Hey, thanks so much for downloading the episode on the show today. It's all about Paula's world. We're catching up with what's going on in her little world with her kids and her garden and her other garden as well. Plus your Uglee and Awkward Moments of the week. Thanks so much. Check out lipandclip.com and enjoy the show.
It's another uncensored look at the world around you from sisters who will say just about anything to anyone at any time. It's the Uggs. Jamie?
Why does my vagina suddenly feel like a giant mint?
Paula?
I'm going to have to learn how to be more ladylike about my itches.
Uncensored as always, it's time for the Uglee Truth.
Welcome to the Uglee Truth. It is episode 291. Hey, that's good.
It was a good one.
Sisters Who Podcast. Ah, damn it. Welcome to the Uglee Truth. Sisters Who Podcast. It will happen, people. It will happen. It was funny a couple weeks ago when you and I forgot to do our Uggs in the beginning. Daryl comes out and he goes, I don't think that's ever happened in the history of the show. You forgot to do an Ugg. And I said, I think it's happened before, but it's been a really long time. Right. So now I'm super aware of the intro now when I think about it. I was going to tell you about my air conditioner blowing out, but it got fixed fairly quickly. But there was another thing I wanted to tell you about. So when I was really super sick, Mom was obviously calling me or texting me daily to see how I was doing, making sure that I was, hydrating and stuff. And she, I think, is thinking about getting another animal.
Oh.
Yes. And she said, she's like, I don't want a puppy. And I said, well, are you going to at least get a Sheltie this time? Because she loves Shetland sheepdogs, Shelties, and she's always loved them. And I don't know why she didn't get them before, but
she blames me for getting the Papillons.
She did say that, actually. She did blame you for that. She's like, well, you can blame your sister for that. And I go, what? She goes, well, she's the one that found Maxie, the Papillon. And I went, well, I didn't. Okay, well, I'm sorry that you succumbed to Paula's wily ways and just were hypnotized and had to get this dog.
And had to pay $800 for a dog.
Oh, God. Maxie was a good dog, though.
No, she was.
She went through, she told me the play-by-play of when they put her down. I had never heard the play-by-play before. So she told me all about the day they had to put Maxie down.
Why would she do that?
I don't know.
You know what? Mom is so morbid.
Gee, I wonder where we get it.
Yeah, really. That's
We're
true.
We're so morbid.
Like, I'm fine, like, watching people pick zits and things like that, but I don't want to know, like, the play-by-play of when someone's dying.
Yeah, she went through the whole thing. But anyway, I did not know this, but Mom was holding her like a baby when they put her down.
Oh, my God.
I said, wow, that's very intimate. Like, I don't know if I could do that with an animal that I loved a lot.
I was holding Calvin.
Oh, were you holding him like that?
I was holding him and I was petting him and he was looking up at me and then they did the shot.
Yeah.
And he was staring at me and then I saw his eyes change.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's tough. Losing a pet is so difficult. It is so difficult. And it's not the same as losing a human. I think what it is with pets specifically, they are there for all your shit, all the history, all the baggage. They're always, you remember, and when you look at them, you think about all the stuff that they've been with you with. And so, like when I don't know what I'm saying. I swear to God, I've been on antibiotics too long. When Arthur died, the cat died, it was like a chapter closed. It was really weird. It's like all of Tyler's childhood closed. All of that stuff ended because Arthur was the mainstay through all of Tyler's, first part of his life. And so it closes a chapter when a pet goes away. Or when a pet
does. Well, because you associate them with a span of time. And
that's what I'm trying to say.
When Calvin passed away, it was like when I first moved from my first marriage, when I got divorced and I got my first apartment and it was just me and I got a kitten and it was Calvin. And so it was just me and Calvin for a while. And so then, when I had to put him down, there was Victor, there was Olivia, there was Ryan. And I'm just like, look at the life we created. And so
look, Calvin.
It was so, but he adapted to everything so much, and so it was hard.
Yes, it is hard. But she said it was difficult, but it's necessary. So she's thinking about doing it again, but she said, but I don't want a puppy. She goes, Jamie, I'm getting to the age where, a dog could outlive me. And I said, well, I suppose.
At the whopping age of what, 67?
68.
For God's sakes. Why
I'm
does
going to be
she
70.
always... Does mom want to die? I don't know.
I don't think so. But, she's kind of like our dad, where our dad goes and gets a nice portrait taken of him every 5 years so that if he should die, at least there's a nice photo to be put at the memorial.
Yeah,
He's been doing that for years.
I know.
So is this any different, really? So anyway, I said, well, that would be great. She goes, yes, but, I think I'm going to get like an adult. And I said, oh, so you can quickly get to the end? Sure, why not? I mean, why prolong the inevitable?
Well, I mean, she could get like a 3 or 4-year-old dog.
Right. That's what I was thinking. So I said, the problem is, in California anyway, the Sheltie Rescue in Northern California never has dogs. Mm-hmm. Never. Because why would you? They're Shelties. It's like,
so what's she gonna
no one gives them up.
A pit bull?
She even said that. She goes, I don't think I could get a pit bull or a Chihuahua. And I said, she goes, that's all they have in the shelters. I'm like, yes, I know. Trust me. I'm aware. I'm not either one of those people. I don't want a pit bull and I don't want a Chihuahua. Both breeds do not appeal to me. So I said, yeah, wouldn't that be hilarious if she got a pit bull?
I would assume she'd get a Chihuahua first.
She's thinking about a Pomeranian.
God, why?
I don't know.
I look like brown cotton balls.
Can we not with the Pomeranian and the Chihuahua thing? Can we be done with that? Can we just do like a different level dog? Like, I don't care what.
Or can she look at surrounding like shelters?
She asked me. She goes, so when Bodega dies, do you think you're going to get another one?
Why? Because she thinks he's old.
No, just like, do you really think you're going to get another one if he dies? And I'm like, well, Daryl really loves him, and I think he's great too, but I don't know. Maybe. She goes, golden retrievers are so great.
Well, why don't you get one, Mom?
I know. She's like, oh, well, I don't have
That's a lot of poop.
Yeah, those are big poops, Jamie. Mm-hmm. She makes me laugh. I think it's funny because I'm not going to do... Just like what I was telling you earlier, it's like, a child asks for your advice and then they literally do the opposite. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much it.
That's how Mom is. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. So this is all about Paula's World this week.
Yay.
You have a lot of, I want to say you have a lot going on, but there are a lot of activities occurring. You just finished the birthday thing. And and now Ryan's in actual tackle football now. Right?
It's not tackle yet. What this is it's a free clinic to teach him the skills. So it's all the exercises that they're going to be doing in the real football. So he's learning how to do them all now. So that way when actual football starts on July 30th.
Yeah.
When they're actually like grading them and it's tryouts. Then he'll not walk in there and have no clue how to do anything because tryouts are starting now, and it's preparing him for that. So the thing about it though is it's. I guess I thought there would be actual footballs, at the skills drill, but all they do is freaking run.
Oh yeah, they're building up their stamina.
They run so much, Jamie. It makes me uncomfortable because it's hard to watch your son, being pushed so hard and watching him to the point of like exhaustion, and like goes to his water break and like chugging his water. His cheeks are bright red. He's got his hands on his knees, looking like he's almost going to throw up. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I'm just like, I don't know. But then every day we're done, he looks angry. And I'm just like, are you angry about something? He's like, no, I'm just tired. Yeah. And so we get in the car and I ask him, I'm just like, well, do you want to keep doing this? He's like, yeah, we'll come back tomorrow. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, wow.
I'm
See?
like, well, if you want to do it, you do it.
That's the difference between men and women.
Yeah.
I think that's why having a personal trainer would never work for me.
No, it wouldn't.
Because I would do one day and they'd be pushing me. I'd be like, you know what? Can you just stop with that?
Yeah.
I'm not really interested in dying today. Like, I don't really want to have an anxiety or have an asthma attack of any kind because you're making me do all these lunges.
Right.
So I think this is not going to be a thing. Whereas men are just like, if I fail and I don't do it the better than I thought I was going to do it, they will continue and continue. And there's something about physical exertion for men that it's really good.
Yeah.
It makes them better.
So they start off with stretching and then they literally do sprints for like a half an hour. Mm-hmm. And in some instances, he could be standing out. It's so hard to tell because it was, just like on Wednesday, I think.
Yeah.
That they split them off into their age groups.
Is he bigger than a lot of the kids in his age group?
No, I would say he's probably top 3.
Oh, okay.
He's still just learning everything.
Yeah. I'm really proud of him.
Yeah, he's really focused. He really wants to do this.
Good.
But like I said, it's just really hard to watch.
Yeah, well, and is it worth... Can you leave? I mean, do you have to be there for it, or is it not very long, or...
Well, the only reason I stay is because the first day... after a half an hour, he came over to his water and he slumped over his water. And I ran over to him and I'm like, are you all right? And he's like, I'm just so tired. He's like, I can't even stand up. And so I just took him home because, he could barely stand.
Yeah.
And so I'm just afraid something like that's going to happen again and I'm not going to be there.
Well, he's building up his stamina.
Yeah.
That's why they do all of that. It's the throwing and the passing and learning the plays. That doesn't take any effort. But to be able to be just as good as you were in first quarter as you're supposed to be in fourth quarter, you have to have stamina.
Right.
And so that's why they do so many.
And go figure,
sprints.
all the coaches are easily pushing like 350. So
Of course.
And I'm just like, it's hard to, that's irritating too. Because they're just
I
like,
agree.
come on, push it, empty the tank. And I'm like, why don't you guys empty the tank?
Jeez. Why don't you be running with your boys?
Something, instead of sitting there blowing your whistle.
All football Adonises in their day, back in their heyday.
Yeah.
Now they're giant. Yeah, I don't like that either. I hate it when coaches are out of shape. I don't like that.
Yeah, I think it's
I've never.
kind of irritating to me too. I mean, and we've got some big guys. So anyways, when it's all and said is done, all the kids are exhausted by the end. I mean, it's not just him. There's a couple of guys that, they're just ridiculously athletic.
Yeah, so they're like, this has been great. Bye.
They're sprinting around the lap, in first place. And I'm just like, and this is after doing, sprints.
Right.
And so I'm just like, it's not a race. There's nothing to prove here. You're probably going to make the team, so don't worry about it.
It's be like Eugene. No, we all made the talent show. You want enough facts. Yeah, pretty much.
So we'll have to figure out what happens first. I have a bunch of paperwork I still have to fill in, like some concussion paperwork. And
oh, you better get that going.
He has his appointment with Dr. Grant next week to get his physical. Mm-hmm. And then I have to go to the junior high school or the middle school to get... Excuse me. To get his
that was a long
I know.
That sounded funny. Anyway, go on.
To get his I guess enrollment form showing that he's actually enrolled in the school.
God, I mean, yeah, it's like that school starts in like a month.
Yeah. So I have to get all of that and turned it in by July 30th. So
Tick, tick, tick.
I know. They gave it all to me, but I'm like, this is a lot. So
yeah.
I just hate it when they make us do a lot of paperwork. So
I don't know. I would imagine Malia, she has one more year in school. It's all digital. I just have to log in and go online and just confirm that everything's the same and submit.
That's nice.
I don't have to do any of those fucking emergency cards. Remember when there was four of them? There were 2 sets of emergency cards you had to put in.
We still have to do those at the other school.
Yeah, now it's all online. They're like, we've gone online. We're paperless. I'm like, oh, well, welcome to the 20th century. You're paperless,
Jeez.
finally.
That's
God.
crazy. So,
how's your garden going? Because mine is kind of sad.
is it really?
I'm getting tomatoes. I'm getting a lot of tomatoes, but my heirloom isn't producing anything. And I'm not getting any more cucumbers. I got like 4.
That's it?
I did not plant a ton of stuff this year. So I'm assuming that I'm getting the most I'm going to get because I only had a couple of plants. I didn't do much. But how's yours going?
So we had a little like 4x4 box, and then we had like a 4x8 box. And we planted cucumbers, zucchinis, butternut squash, and pumpkins. And we didn't realize that like 3 of those plants are crawlers.
Oh, for sure.
We have on our like side of our box, like going into our lawn, we have the pumpkins and the butternut squashes like halfway into our yard.
Oh, that's nice.
And we've got like 5 pumpkins growing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. We've got finally the butternut squashes are finally coming about. And so we have like 1 big one, and then we've got like 3 little ones coming about. The cucumbers, I mean, we have like, how many do we have growing right now? I want to say like 4 or 5.
That's nice. Are you guys eating them?
We started to get zucchinis first. So we ate the zucchinis and they tasted pretty good. We have cherry tomatoes that we get a lot of.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten any cucumbers that we can pull yet, but the cucumbers are just really light in color. So I'm hoping they turn dark, but I don't really know how it works when they're like organic or something. So.
They always look, yeah, isn't that funny? It's like true organic, look nothing like the stuff you find at the grocery store.
I know. I would have thought they would have like a thick green skin, but there's just
no, not always. Not always.
We'll see what happens, but basically our garden is completely overgrown with growth. And
Do you have weeds?
No, but it's because we're in the box.
Oh, right.
And it was all soil. So
I have so many weeds. I don't even like going in my garden anymore because it's what I've realized is as much as I enjoy gardening, which I do, I might be more of a box gardener like you. I am really not a fan of all the creatures that we have in our backyard. I don't mind Verdell the snake showing up every once in a while, but we get like really big spiders,
Ew.
a lot of bugs. Like, I don't mind praying mantises, but when you come across one and you're eye level with one, it's terrifying.
yeah.
Or, big orb spiders decide to set up camp at the end of your garden, or I had a very aggressive lizard, stuff like that. And so I walk in going, what horror will greet me today? I don't like it. So when I'm pulling weeds and stuff, I'm like, well, this is fine. And then right when I get comfortable, some creature accosts me in my own garden. I'm like, all right, I'm done. And I walk out. I don't like it, but I think I wouldn't mind it so much if it was a box garden because it does eliminate a couple of those things.
Yeah, and if you put the thing with our box garden is it literally was all soil. There was like no dirt, so you get that going for you from the beginning.
I even have an ultrasound. I have this supersonic or ultrasound thing that's in the ground to keep moles away.
Yeah,
because it's just a lot, and I'm like, okay, I am not a farmer. I'm not Farmer Sally. I just want to grow some tomatoes. It's like, I don't really, this is becoming more than I want to deal with. I don't want to deal with the daily farming issues that occur when you have these giant gardens.
Right.
That's just not my thing. I want it to be like Ina Garden, not whatever this is.
You just want to go in your backyard and get a couple of herbs and take them inside.
Yes. I just want to put them in my little glass vase, for my gay friends that are coming over for croquet. That's it. I don't want to deal with this nightmare. It's just not, it's just this year, for some reason, it's just not been great. Every year it's different. So we'll see.
Do you lay down soil?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's legit. It's just that it's not even the work. I don't mind keeping things, up, and I don't mind weeding and all. I don't mind any of the hard work. regardless of what people think. I actually don't mind toil, but it's just the other elements that I don't enjoy. You know, the spiders and stuff. It's just not my thing. And I know that Box...
You should get a freaking pest control.
We had 3 spiders in our bedroom during the week when I was ill. And I was like, my little bell to summon Daryl for assistance was my phone. And I'm like, spider. I actually took pictures. I would send him a photo of the spider. And then I'd hear him run up the stairs. Like, where is it? That's pretty much. I'm like, well, I can't move. I'm paralyzed. So go. It's over there.
Did you read that story about the lady who had like 50 brown recluse living under her bed?
What? Where?
I don't know. It was somewhere in Louisiana or something, but...
Oh, well then, that's fine. But no, that's horrible. You know what? I remember reading a story once about a woman who had 2 brown recluses behind her headboard, and she kept getting bitten, and she didn't know why. She didn't know what it was. And ultimately, she almost lost her hand because there was so much venom, and, you know, and brown recluse, that shit, like literally disintegrates your skin and stuff.
Well,
it's
they're
really nasty.
stronger than black widows.
For sure. And so she couldn't figure it out. So they did a full inspection of her room going, well, these are spider bites for sure. And they pulled her bed out, and she had 2 giant brown recluse spiders living back there.
Yuck.
And I'm like, they were just feeding on you like vampires. Yeah. It's just so disturbing.
Well, we finally got pest control here.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, actually, it was really awesome because we were talking to our landlady on the phone about something that was, it looked like we had carpenter ants on one of the outside corners of the house. And she's like, oh, okay. She's like, I'll call a pest control service and I'll have them start coming on a regular basis. And we're like, oh, it's funny you say that. We were literally just going to call a pest control service to come have him service the house. And she's like, no, you don't need to do that. She's like, I can take care of that. So we get pest control service and we don't even pay for it.
Oh, well, that's a relief.
I know, right? I'm so
God, how
excited.
nice. Never let her go. My goodness.
Well, we're going to live here forever, so.
Forever. Until she dies, and then the greedy son comes in and says, now.
Your rent's $5,000.
It's now $5,000 a month. Get out.
No pest control service.
Nothing for you. Yeah, probably. So I think it's been like a month or 2. You were telling me that you haven't touched your pubic region.
Well,
in a while.
Right. Yes, we were talking.
And I was suggesting that you get scissors first.
Yes.
Before you do any shaving. Did you ever do anything?
Okay, so as we discussed at that time, I was full bush, and yes. I was thinking about doing some shaving, but I was concerned because, you know, being so full.
Primitive.
I'm like, you can't just take a razor to that. And
no.
So I'm like, what are the steps to like trim it down or get it down to where it's a shavable?
Yes.
So I did get the scissors, and basically what I did is I sat on the rim of my sink naked, and
well, I would hope.
I spread eagle, and
I hope you sanitized everything after you were complete. For real. I mean,
I was just out of the shower.
Oh, okay. Oh, God, you weren't wet, though. You didn't go slipping around on there, because that's dangerous.
Worry, that would have been an ugly and awkward moment.
This whole thing reeks of ugly and awkward moment.
So I trimmed everything down to probably like a half an inch, you know, as close as I could get without nicking myself.
Without being concerned that you're going to cut skin.
Yeah, because you know what? I noticed that the skin down there, it's pretty pliable too.
It's tissue paper-like. Be careful.
I never noticed. And so
it's like wet paper towels.
If ball skin is a 1, I would say labia skin's like a 3. And so...
Yes.
I did all that, and then so the next time I got in the shower, I decided to try and shave everything.
Yeah.
And I got pretty good shave, but...
Did you go Brazilian, or did you just trim?
No, I shaved. And so
What does that mean? I don't understand.
there was no hair anywhere.
Oh, you shaved everything?
Well, not like everything. I mean, there's like a little like square.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You left a trim. Okay.
No, I'm not a child. God.
I just, hey, I've done it. I'm not a fan, but I was just curious. I'm like, are we going full Brazilian or what are we doing? I didn't know.
I feel like when I do that, things don't go where they're supposed to go. I mean, like, when you pee, suddenly it's like coming out the front or something like that. You're just like,
there's nothing to keep it going down.
Right.
Yeah,
you don't have,
I get it.
You don't have the little spout. And so
well, I've mentioned it. I am not a fan of full Brazilian personally. I think it's very porpoise-like. I'm not a fan.
So I did that, and the problem I'm having is I'm really itchy.
Oh, yeah. You got to keep it up.
Well, I mean, I do, but like in between showers or something like that, I'll be walking around and I'll start scratching my vagina. Just like guys scratch their balls. And so
yeah,
I'm going to have to learn how to be more ladylike about my itches.
For some reason, it's the way my body is, I assume, but when you shave the pubic area at the top, I don't want to say it's the mound, but the top part of your vag, right below your waist area. Okay. So I keep that pretty clean. But if I was on my period or something, I don't shave when I'm on my period. So when it starts to grow in just beyond just a little stubble, when you're sitting in the car, it's pushing up against your skin. Mm-hmm. The discomforting itch that occurs is like you almost can't stand it. So
it's almost like instantaneous. Like
it's like if I don't itch this scratch right now, I'm going to plow my car into a building.
It's kind of like when a bug's biting you.
It's like you have to address it instantly. So this was a few weeks ago, I guess now. I'm in the car, I'm on my way back from somewhere, and I'm going down the road, and all of a sudden, I get this itch. And it's right at the top of my underwear line, like right around that area. And so I literally, I had to shove my hand in my pants immediately as I'm driving and scratch it.
Oh.
Like, I couldn't wait.
At least
I was
you
like,
were
no.
alone.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I was like, oh, my God. And then when you scratch it, you feel like a dog. You're like, oh, it feels so good. And I'm like, I have to shave tonight because I can't do this again. But, I mean, these are the things that women will not tell you. I don't care who you are, but if you shave or keep things trimmed down there, you know what those itches are. You know exactly what they are. Mm-hmm. Or like in between your thigh and your labia.
Yes.
If you have, I have some hair there, so I shave it. But if it grows and if that stubble grows a little too long and it pushes against your inner thigh, it's like the itch that comes from that, you can't not address it. It has to happen.
I know. And it doesn't take long. Literally a day later, I feel like I have 5 o'clock shadow.
I mean, can you imagine if we were hairy people? We're not even hairy.
No, we're not.
We barely have hair.
No. So I think what I'm going to buy is shaving cream because
for sure.
What I'm using, I don't think I'm getting close enough. So
I will say get female though. Get girl shaving cream for that area because I've made the mistake more than once, multiple times using Daryl's shaving cream.
Yeah.
And the thing with him is it's the sensitive skin stuff, but it has some kind of cooling stuff in it.
Yeah, it's like minty or something.
Yes. And so I put it on there. I'm like, why does my vagina suddenly feel like a giant mint? It's very, very aware. It's like very cool down there. And so I quickly shave it because I'm like, oh, I don't like the way this feels. But yeah, and don't get it inside ever because it'll burn. I think that's the only product that I would buy that's specifically meant for women is the shaving cream.
Yeah, and I need a better razor too.
Yeah, for sure.
So
you definitely should.
It was an experiment. Now that I think I'm gonna go that route, then I'm gonna stock up on some good supplies.
Wise, very wise.
Well, do we have some Ugly and Awkward Moments this week?
We have a Ugly and Awkward Moment. We have one submission. I'm running out of submissions, you guys. So we need some more. You know what, though? It never fails. Someone will submit something right when I think we're not going to get any more, and then we get them. So. So this week, this is in regard to cleaning the bathroom.
Oh.
I can't tell you how many times I have almost killed myself cleaning a bathtub or a shower. I mean, even now, and I think about it, I'm like, the older I get, the less spry I will be. I should be really careful about, doing stuff like deciding last minute to clean the shower after I have showered. Do you ever do that where you're like, well, I'm in the shower now. I might as well clean the window or clean the tile or whatever. I do that all the time. And because I use bleach, I'm like, I'm naked. I probably should be careful about the bleach.
Yeah, you don't want the bottom of your feet to turn white.
Or I don't want it to get into any places where there's, membranes or anything that would burn. It would be terrible.
Yeah.
Anyway, this comes from Jen. She was cleaning her stand-up shower in the master bathroom. It has a plastic bottom, but is textured, so it's not very slippery. Anyway, she was spraying cleaner, and she let it sit while she cleaned the toilet, only to find out that it dried. I hate that so much, by the way. When you spray something to let it sit, and then you go back and it's dried, and now there's a film.
Yeah.
I did that a while ago, where I sprayed this stuff that was blue, and then I was going to go back and scrub, and now I have blue stains because, God forbid, I went and did something for 5 minutes.
Aw.
I don't know when it'll ever go away, but anyway, so she was rubbing really hard to get the film off. She grabbed another cleaner to spray the walls and the glass door to wipe. She took her socks off, of course, because she's in the shower cleaning.
Right.
Well, the bottom got really slippery because of all the chemicals.
Oh, no.
And she fell.
Oh, my God.
I fell. I felt like one of those cartoon characters as I sort of could see my feet slipping out from under me as I tried to save myself. And she fell out of the shower door. Oh my God, I can totally see what happened. Landing on the metal frame of the door with my right thigh, hit my chest and neck on the glass wall of the shower and landed on my right side. As I lay there stunned, I thought, this is how people die.
Oh no.
She's decided she's wearing socks from now on as she cleans her shower.
Or put on
Does the
some
shower need to be that
flip-flops or
clean,
something.
Jen? Really? I mean, you've got like 4 chemicals going on. You're awkward. You know that
seriously.
you can't do these things.
God. Yeah, really.
Just-
I don't think I even worry about my shower that much.
Well, I mean, I appreciate the cleanliness for sure, but it's like awkward people know, well, and this is how we learn, not to use all of those chemicals at once. But I've done it. I have slipped. I've never landed on the metal frame, which to me is incredibly dangerous.
Yeah.
That is how people die. You're right. And we're glad you didn't die. And yes, you're very awkward. And you win. You win 15,000 points. That shit is slippy. Shut up. Sound like our mom for a minute.
Yeah, because that's what Mom would say.
God, that's a slip, James. That's what she would have said to me. She's like, you don't want to slip. And I'm like, I know, I
For
don't. It's
heaven's
true.
sake, she's ridiculous.
I know, but you know what? I think about that all the time. Like when we go to hotels and it's a tub shower situation, I always put a towel on the floor of the tub because I'm afraid I'll slip and fall. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
That porcelain is slick, and they don't put any things on there. And I just, no. I'm trying to think of times when that's happened, and it's happened way too many times. Or like when you get out of the shower and you slip when you're stepping out because you forgot to put a towel down.
I slip in my kitchen, like not slip, but like usually slip or slide right in front of the refrigerator because someone had ice cubes that overflowed on their cup, but they didn't really bother to pick up the ice.
They just let it melt.
They let it melt, or they thought the
Yes.
dog was going to eat it. Because I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah, the dog eats ice.
Yeah, that's right. They come and they follow you around for water. No.
So usually I step in something wet and I'm just like sliding.
Oh God, all the time.
Anyway.
And then you always turn and look and go, who did that?
What was that?
It wasn't me.
Who had ice
Yeah.
earlier?
Yeah, and then
Everyone.
suddenly you're lashing out. It's true. It's so true. Anyway,
so
I'm sorry, Janet. I'm glad you're not dead. I appreciate you.
we
Thank you for
appreciate
submitting.
your Ugly and Awkwardness.
We do. Oh, okay. So when this show airs, Daryl, producer Dub, and I will be in New York.
Ooh.
So when we record again for Sunday's show, I will recap our whirlwind trip to New York City. Hopefully nothing bad happens. We're flying into LaGuardia, as I told you.
Yes. It's
And that's
warm.
where all the disasters occur. I know, but that doesn't mean there won't be birds. That's what happened to Sully's plane. It was birds.
They were taking off.
I don't know, Paula. You know how I feel about flight.
I've already offered you medication.
I know. Daryl was like, maybe we'll just take a red eye and you can sleep. I'm like, yes, because that's exactly what I'll be doing. I don't think so.
Yeah, because my fright will overpower that, and I'll be able to sleep the whole time.
No. He's like, what? You can't rest? I'm like, no. I don't even know why. Who are you? How do you not know that this is who I am? Really? So anyway, hopefully it'll be super fun, and it's going to be hot and humid, of course. So I'll be dying. But we should see some cool stuff.
Yeah.
I'll tell you all about it.
Can't wait to hear it. So, well, I think that's a wrap for this week. Be sure to visit lipandclip.com to purchase some Avon makeup. We always appreciate your patronage. Please visit our Ugly Truth website and click on our Amazon button and do all sorts of shopping. Back to school is coming up, so definitely visit them for cheap prices on back to school items for kids, junior high school, college, everybody's needs. They're all there. So with that said, thank you for listening to us today, and we will see you next Sunday. Bye. Bye.
Thanks for listening and sharing the show. See you next time on The Ugly Truth.